In this episode of Book of the Beast, we'll be going over Warbike-star Part 2, expanded and much better. So what we've got here is my new Warbike-star. Everything that applies to the previous one, if you haven't seen my previous Warbike-star video, go and watch that, because I'm going to skip over everything in that video, pretty much about the advantages of the bikes in general, and why I think Warbikes are, simply put, the best unit in the current Orc Codex. But here we've expanded it and made it way better. So what have we changed is basically adding some characters. First and foremost, we're going to add snark the Rippa. And I also have a video up for snark the Rippa. You want to go check that out. But he adds quite a bit to the Warbike-star. First of which is skilled rider. So now this unit can not worry about those dangerous terrain tests, can just go wherever they need to go without having to worry about that. And when they jink, they get +1 cover save. So that means just jinking on their own, they have a 3-up cover save, and if they jink after turbo boosting, the unit has a 2-up cover save. Not to mention snark's 4 attacks at weapon skill 5 or higher, initiative 4, strength 10 power fist. So his power fist strikes at initiative, which is time and time again been incredibly huge for me. The downside is that snark and snark, if he is the warlord, also makes bike units troop in your entire army. So you don't have to take any foot sluggers if you don't want to. You can just simply take units of bikes, and a unit of 3 bikes for 54 points to fill up those troop slots is a great objective grabber. Even better than Grots, even though the Grots are quite a bit cheaper. So it's a balance there. You can take the 3 bikes to turbo boost around and get some objectives, or Grots to sit on one. So that's up to you. Both are incredibly viable options to fill up your troop slots. So snark. So we still take the same war boss with power fist and lucky stick, and the same pain boy on a bike. So the whole unit has feel no pain. So you have 2-up cover save, feel no pain, toughness 5, all that good stuff. +1 weapon skill. So snark and the war boss are weapon skill 6. Everyone else is weapon skill 5. And so you have those 3 characters, so that you can take that as part of an Orc Horde detachment. So you have snark, your pain boy, war boss with the lucky stick, 1 unit of 15 bikers, including Knob with power fist, for 310 points, plus the 3 characters. Results in, and you have 2 more troop slots you have to fill up. I said you can fill them up with more bikes. So 2 units, if you want to just minimize with 2 units of 3 bikes for objective grabbing, or have a second unit with a little more power to it, a little more numbers to it if you want. And then, in addition to the Orc Horde detachment, you can also take a Great Waaagh detachment from the Waagh's Gold Book. And the reason why you want to do that is because you want to take another character from that and give them the big boss pole. In this case, it is really a big boss pole. And the reason for that is now, and this happens to be a mech with a KFF, Power Fist, and big boss pole. He gets kind of spendy, but for 20 points, you make the whole unit fearless. And even if you wanted to, you could, with the second HQ slot in the Great Waaagh detachment, add another war boss with power fist on a bike, and maybe another relic, or give the other war boss the big boss pole, and give him, instead of a regular KFF, give him the mega force field. I don't think it's worth the extra 4 points, extra 25 points for the mega force field, but that's just my opinion. I think a normal force field KFF on a regular mech is good enough. And then when you save points, you don't have to worry about that second, but you can add in yet another character into the Great Waaagh detachment to add to the Warbike-star. Again, it's not a true Death Star. They only have a 4-up armor save, and if you come up against anything with ignore cover, say Tau, or that new Lion's Eye from the new Kayun book, or is it Montauk book? Anyway, there's a new White Scars relic, which gives whatever character has it in his unit ignore cover, just straight up. And so you have to watch out for ignore cover, but then with Warbikes, you've always had to watch out for ignore cover. But now with Fearless, they're not going to run away. They can get outmanned, outgunned, and the Fearless is such a huge difference for this unit. It's crazy. Of course, once he's dead, they're no longer Fearless. You still want boss pulls here and there to make up for that. So again, it's not a true absolute Death Star, but it's really darn close. And if your opponent doesn't have ignore cover, it's something that's really going to be hard with. Oh, I forgot about snark, of course, also has Scout. So you can literally move 36 inches turn 1. Can't assault, but you can move 36 inches. You can move 12-inch Scout move, 12-inch regular move, 12-inch turbo boost move. You can move 36 inches on your first turn. Sit there with a 2-up cover save and feel no pain against anything that isn't strength 10, of course, or D. And your opponent has to deal with it. Some people can deal with it, some people can't. So you have to gauge what you're going to do with that. But generally speaking, this is going to be right in your opponent's face, turn 1. And if they don't kill it, it's going to assault the crap out of them with all those power fists, because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 power fists, 2 of 8 of which, so it's got 6 attacks at strength 8, 9, and 8 attacks at strength 10, one of which is at initiative 4. So this is the new and improved Warbike-star. Probably the best unit, simply put, that orcs can field at this current time with the current codex. Incredible amount of resiliency with all these wounds. You got literally 14 ablative wounds before you get to any character. Yeah, you got 4 independent characters, so you got those 2-up lookout sirs, the 2-up cover save when you jink, Scout, Skilled Rider, a bunch of power fists, that initiative 4 power fist, and if you do actually not turbo boost and shoot something, we've got 19 bikes here. Do the math. That's a lot of shots. So here we have the new and improved Warbike-star, and it's a lot of points. This is your whole army basically. It's usually teamed up with, if you've seen any of the competitive orc lists, they're teamed up with tank busters and trucks. And normally I wouldn't take tank busters and trucks, because trucks are horrible for 6+ save models. But when you got this unit in your opponent's face, turn 1, the trucks aren't going to get touched. Because every single shot from your entire opponent's army is going into this unit. And if they don't, because they have to kill it, or thin it down, or do something, otherwise it's going to put a world of hurt on anything and everything. Especially with all those power fists, even a Titan or a Wraith Knight will have problems surviving an assault with these guys, because there's just so many power fist attacks. And it's such a really good weapon skill too, so they're hitting almost everything on 3s. And for challenges, if you really have a challenge, you throw the knob at them. You don't want to throw the mech, of course, but the knob is a great way to send out a challenge. Or if you want to use your second HQ slot on another mech, just a bare bones mech for that challenge, here, take this guy, or beat on this meaningless model that cost me 60 points. I don't care. And then my 8 or 10 strength 10 power fists are going to come and chew you up. So that's really only going. This is what I've been playing. It's very, very good. There's no doubt about that. And it is a lot of points. I mean, we're talking the 310 for these guys. These guys are another 300 points. This guy is almost 200 points by himself. So it adds up quickly. It's a good chunk of your army. And once this dies, they don't have a whole lot left to really do any damage. But you can pair this with other stuff. There's still enough points here, even in like 1850 or 2000, to have an army of some kind. I prefer to back these guys up with shooting, ludas, tank busters, that kind of thing. Of course, you can't take mech guns, of any form when you take Zad Snark, unfortunately, as your warlord. So mech guns would be nice, because mech guns teamed up with this thing would just be insane. Tractor cannons or lavas, but unfortunately with Zad Snark you can't take those. So that's where we're at. I love these guys. Is a huge threat to a lot of things, and they're incredibly fun to play because they move so fast and they hit really hard, and they're really hard to kill most of the time. So enjoy the Warbike-star. I definitely enjoy it, and thanks for watching.